What up, YouTube? It's NoChainzz, and I am back for another commentary, and we are back for the first episode of my New York Jets connected franchise. The day before yesterday, you got to see episode 0, which was introducing you to the team and telling you the reason why I chose the New York Jets. As stated in that video, I will give you guys a summary of what happened briefly in the preseason, but all I'm going to be doing is showing you guys what I focused on as far as development and confidence. I'm going to be showing you guys what I did, my game prep recap. As you guys can see, I focused on Calvin Pryor. I'm hoping he will be a beast. D. Milner, I'm hoping he will develop and become a #1 corner that we need him to be. And you also saw that I was focusing on Geno Smith. We really need him to be that leader for the New York Jets. If you guys were wondering who I was going to start, it's not a question. Geno Smith right now. Of course, I can't start Michael Vick because he is hurt right now. And I think that Geno Smith can do the job. He had a few bright spots last season, had a few game-winning drives. Like I stated in the first episode, I can't put my finger on exactly how many it was, but we do know, if we don't know anything else about Geno Smith, we know that he does have the clutch gene. He has showed it in his rookie year, and it's only going to get better from there, because usually you would think a rookie doesn't have that clutch gene. They still let the nerves get to them on the big stage, especially in late game situations where they have to perform. But you guys saw that on some Sundays you did see that Geno Smith had it in him to perform. But we're taking a look at the depth chart. I'm not going to make this entire video about Geno Smith, although he is one of my favorite QBs. You guys see right there, I didn't announce this in the first video, but we did sign Asante Samuel to give that cornerback core some much needed veteran experience. Asante Samuel, a cornerback who's been there, done that, made the Pro Bowl, caught a lot of interceptions, been in the postseason. That's the feel that we need to give to this defense as far as our secondary. We have a very, very young secondary, and D. Milner, Kyle Wilson, Calvin Pryor now. And then actually, I forgot to mention, we're going to be putting Antonio Allen at the free safety spot, seeing how he performs there. Originally, Antonio Allen is a strong safety, but if he does not perform at the free safety spot, of course we can move him, put him behind Calvin Pryor, and just have him come in on select packages. But anyway, we are getting into the first week versus the much improved Oakland Raiders. In my opinion, the Oakland Raiders had the best offseason of all 32 teams. They added a lot of talent on offense and defense. The only thing I think they could have done a little bit better is the QB position. I think I would have moved up to get a better QB than Derek Carr, but that is their guy, and we'll see how it works out for them. But Geno Smith is taking the field here. We handed off to Chris Johnson, CJ2K, a new addition to the offense, and he will go nowhere. But we throw an incomplete pass, that time dropped by Eric Decker, and another dropped pass by Jeremy Curley. Geno Smith starts off the game 0 for 2 with 2 drops, and there's Matt Schaub, veteran QB, starting a new chapter of his career with the Oakland Raiders. Actually has a few weapons in place as well, not as many as he had with the Texans. Nonetheless, he still does have enough to get the job done here in Oakland, as he starts off the game 1 for 1 on the comeback route to his wide receiver. And there's Maurice Jones-Drew, one of the best and most underrated running backs in my opinion. As you guys see, he breaks off a nice gain and a new set of downs for the Oakland Raiders, and their offense is off to a nice start, as they are already past midfield, looking to draw first blood in this week 1 matchup. And they're going to hit James Jones, I believe that is, across the middle and get them all the way down to the 12-yard line. So first down and 10, they're going screen pass, but instead he will be brought down by Sheldon Richardson, and that is a sack and a loss of 11 yards that time. Third down and 20 after a gain of 1. Matt Schaub is back to pass, running, just going to throw this one up, and it will be batted down in the end zone, so they will have to settle for a Janikowski field goal. So they actually do draw first blood in the game. They go up 3-0, but of course that is a win for the New York Jets that time on that series. But Geno Smith is going to fire this one into David Nelson, as he picks up 13 yards in the first down of the game for the New York Jets. This time he's going check down to Chris Johnson. He has the speed to create a big play out of nothing, and there you guys saw him just turn the check down into about a 12-yard gain. But on the very next set of downs, Justin Tuck, new addition to the Oakland Raiders, will bring down Geno Smith for a loss of 10. So we're going screen pass to Chris Johnson. He stiff arms the defender that time on his way to about a gain of 9 that time. So Geno Smith is going to go deep this time to Jeremy Curley, and he will be brought down via face mask, and that will add 15 yards to that play. So the Jets are going to be moving into Raider territory. Like I said, that's going to be adding 15 yards. Later on in the drive, 3rd down and 1, Chris Johnson will get us all the way down to about the 2-yard line. We're going to finish this drive off to Chris Ivory. He will bowl his way into the end zone and take the lead for the New York Jets here at MetLife Stadium. Chris Ivory is a very underrated back. I actually didn't share the carries as much as I wanted to this game, and I'm not using Chris Johnson like a workhorse in the future, just so you guys know. Chris Ivory will get his share of carries as he gets the lead for the New York Jets that time. 3rd down and 6 already for the Raiders. They're going to get this pass batted down. David Harris is hyped up, doing a nice celebration. That is new to Madden 15, the bow and arrow thing. But David Harris making a nice play on the ball, making sure the check down never received the ball. But there is Chris Johnson actually showing some power on that rush as he keeps the legs moving for a gain of 9. This time we're going out route to Eric Decker. He stiff arms the defender, breaks another tackle, and gains about 20 yards for the Jets that time. So we are in Oakland Raider territory right now. Geno Smith will fire this one into Stephen Hill, but we are short of a 1st down. 4th down and 1 is coming up. Field goal try for Nick Folk, and this one is wide right. I have not gotten down to field goal kicking in this game. A lot of people say it's easy, but for me it's a little bit different. So we finish that drive empty-handed. We give the ball back to the Oakland Raiders offense, who has been getting some very big plays on us. This time they hand it off to DMC. So 3rd down and 8. Schaub is back to pass with a very nice clean pocket. Schaub will eventually fire this one into Denarius Moore, getting them inside the 10-yard line. Let's see if they can actually finish off this drive, or will the Jets defense stand tall once again. They complete a pass over to the left side of the field. That only gains them a few yards though. 3rd down and goal. We have to stand tall here. And David Harris making yet another drive-ending play. This time he brings down Matt Schaub for the sack, forcing the Raiders to settle for another Janikowski field goal. This time Smith will fire over the middle to Jace Amaro, and 1st down and 10. We're going to go to Jeremy Curley. If he could have got that block that time, he would have been out of there. But 2nd down and inches, we're going to a wide open David Nelson, and he will get into the end zone as we take a 14-6 lead here at MetLife Stadium as we are getting into the closing seconds of the first half. What a way to finish the half. We went on a great drive to increase our lead before we got to halftime. The play calling was impeccable. You guys saw we exploited a matchup. They were blitzing that time and left one-on-one on the outside with David Nelson, and he took advantage of that as he got into the end zone. So like I said, it is now halftime. The Jets are winning this game 14-6. Although our defense isn't playing the best, they stood tall when it mattered most. 2 times the Raiders got past midfield and our defense was able to bend but not break as they forced the Raiders to kick 2 field goals and stopping their drive on what seemed like a very promising series for them. But going over to the offensive side of the ball, we have not ran the ball too effectively. Geno Smith right now is pretty much the star of the offense, going 14 for 19 after starting 0 for 3 with 3 drops by his receivers. So he has really kept this offense going, and he did throw that touchdown to David Nelson as well. Our secondary could do a little bit better, but as far as our front 7, we're playing very, very well. Not so much against the run, but rushing the passer, we're keeping up that pressure on Matt Schaub. So we really just have to keep that up for the second half if we want to walk out of here with a victory. So we are getting into 3rd quarter action. They are starting off their drive with a rush to Maurice Jones-Drew, and he breaks off a nice chunk of yards, breaking a few tackles along the way. But Darren McFadden will not have the same luck as he is brought down in the backfield. It is now 3rd down and 11 for Matt Schaub. He is under pressure, gonna complete this pass to the right side to James Jones, a new Oakland Raider, as I mentioned earlier, and that is a 1st down for them. This time they're gonna throw another pass, this time to Alsbury, and he is ridiculously good on this game. But the Raiders are now at the 15-yard line, and Matt Schaub will fire a very nice touch pass to the end zone to Rod Streeter for the touchdown. He will come down with it 2 feet in bounds. They go for 2 and tie things up at 14. We are all knotted up in the 3rd quarter. We're going to go screen pass to Chris Johnson. He breaks free after getting into a crowd and comes out of the crowd with the ball on his feet. That got us all the way down to midfield. We are going Snugs formation. Geno Smith back to pass. I saw triangle that time open, but I didn't hit him in time. But instead, Geno Smith will have to scramble and throw this one away. Smart play by him. And we get yet another missed field goal by Nick Folk that time. And like I said, Forgive me while I get this field goal kicking down. I am terrible at it. But we get a nice play by D. Milner in the backfield, bringing down Darren McFadden at the line of scrimmage. So 3rd down and 6 for the Raiders. Matt Schaub is rolling out to the right side, thinking about running it himself, but instead gets a pass batted down by Asante Samuel. After we receive the punt, we get a pass dropped by Amaro. So 3rd down and 7 coming up for Geno Smith. He is under pressure. They bring the blitz, and Geno Smith will just barely get rid of it before he is brought down. So we have to punt. So a couple of punts in succession for both teams. Let's see what team will break the stalemate as Denarius Moore receives the punt, breaks a tackle, and another has nothing but green in front of him. Beats the punter and will get into the end zone. And just as I mentioned, who's going to break the stalemate? Denarius Moore does it for his offense, getting a touchdown on special teams. Punt return, that was a great play by Denarius Moore. As much as I'd hate to say it, that was a very nice kick return. He had the vision and the power to stay on his feet and then finished it off with a touchdown and the lead for the Oakland Raiders. We will go 3-and-out once again. Let's see if we can get a stop and try to tie things up as we're getting near the 4th quarter. And Matt Schaub will run into his own offensive lineman, fall down, and Damon Harrison will be credited with the sack. So that will force a 3rd down and 9 for the Raiders. Hopefully we can get our defense off the field and create something with our offense. But instead, Denarius Moore making another play. This time he is on offense making another play for Matt Schaub. So they get a little bit closer to increasing their lead to 2 scores as they convert yet another 3rd down conversion. So 2nd down and 1, they're going to go to Ausberry again, who has been so solid for the Raiders offense. 2nd down and 13, it's looking like they may increase their lead to 2 scores as they go to Denarius Moore again, who is such a playmaker for this Raiders team, not only on offense but on special teams as well. But David Harris will force the fumble, and he recovers it as well as the New York Jets gain possession after the takeaway. So Geno Smith and the offense is back on the field, although they are from the 9-yard line. They get a screen pass to Chris Johnson using his speed, using the momentum they gained from that takeaway and their defense. They're taking it into that offensive drive with about 7 minutes left. We have a chance to tie things up here at Metlife Stadium. We go to Eric Decker. He has a nice play but is injured after the hit, and Khalil Mack injures Eric Decker, and that does not look good at all. I will keep you guys updated on that injury. We will have to finish this game without him though. Here's Chris Johnson breaking a few tackles, getting inside the 10-yard line. That is a very tough rush, especially for Chris Johnson, who isn't really known as a power back. But rolling out to the right side is Geno Smith, and he will tie the game up with a rushing touchdown. Scramble from the pocket, didn't see anything, made a play with his legs, and that's exactly what you want to see from him, using his athleticism to create plays for the offense. And there, like I said, things are tied up at 21, so our defense has to do its thing and get a stop and give Geno and this offense a chance to take the lead actually in this game, or retake the lead. But instead they go to Ausberry across the middle for a very nice gain. I'm really going to need this Jets defense to step it up. 1st down and 10 for Matt Schaub. No pass rush, able to step into the throw, and he finds Denarius Moore once again, catching the ball, taking the hit by Antonio Allen. So 3rd down and 17 after a nice play by our defense. Matt Schaub lobs this one in the direction of Denarius Moore, but it will be intercepted by Quentin Coples, and the Jets take the ball back from the Raiders and gives it to the offense, who just came off of a touchdown drive. So hopefully we continue to gain momentum from this takeaway. It looked like the Raiders were going to increase their lead and walk out of MetLife with a victory, but instead our defense gets its 2nd straight takeaway. So we go over the middle with less than 2 minutes left. Geno Smith has to construct another touchdown drive or field goal drive to win this game, and we go over the middle to Stephen Hill as he will get us down past midfield, and we're going to run this one to Chris Johnson as we're getting closer to field goal range with under a minute left, and we have all 3 timeouts. The Jets are getting closer and closer to field goal range as they complete a pass to David Nelson that will get them inside the 20-yard line. Geno Smith back to pass again, this time going to Nelson again, and we are going for the game-winning field goal. Can Nick Folk make his first one of the day? And he does just that and wraps up a victory in the home opener for the New York Jets. That is a very triumphant moment for Nick Folk, as he had missed 2 field goals prior to that attempt and then made it in the crunch time. Our offense got us all the way downfield after we started behind the 20-yard line, if I'm not mistaken. I think Quentin Coples caught that interception inside the 20. But a very, very nice drive by the offense. Geno Smith, very nice game. 23 for 33, a touchdown, and 326 yards. Our run game wasn't effective until the fourth quarter, but we did not stop the run too effectively. 84 yards from Maurice Jones-Drew. Those came in very big chunks. Chris Johnson had 20 rushes for 76 yards. David Nelson played a very big part in this game. 5 receptions, 75 yards, a touchdown, and 2 clutch receptions on the final drive of the game. We really have to play better defense on Denarius Moore. He just went off on our cornerbacks. Our secondary and our offensive line are 2 primary areas of improvement for me so far playing this series, and looking at the roster and what I want to improve. David Harris played great. I mean, that guy got a forced fumble, recovered the fumble, had a couple of batted down balls, and then had 11 tackles, just flying to the ball for the entire game. So the Jets start off the season 1-0. That is very impressive, but we won the game, but we took a major loss as Eric Decker will be out for 24 weeks. He is done in 2014 with a complete PCL tear. That is absolutely terrible. That was who I was looking forward to being a crucial part of Geno Smith's growth and the success of this offense. It is sad that he had to go. Do you guys want me to bring in another wide receiver? We do have talent, but none, in my opinion, that can replace the production provided by Eric Decker or the production that he was going to provide for this offense. Let me know what receivers I should trade for, if I should any. I'll be going a few games without a receiver, and we'll see how that goes. And based on that, I'll decide if I want to trade for one or not. But I'll see you guys in the next episode. Later.